Oh, live there go.
Okay, then, and we just
you gotta turn it around.
We'll turn it around.
There you go.
All right, y'all. We're gonna open up in prayer. Thank y'all for coming out. How y'all feel today?
Great.
How you doing? Yes. Thank you, Lord God. We're gonna praise. We're gonna open up in prayer. Father God, thank you, Lord God, for the opportunity, Lord God, to be in your presence, Lord God, and to be before your people. God, we ask right now, God, that we would just completely decrease, Lord God. Yes. That you will increase, Lord God. We're not here for shape, form, or fashion. We're not here to be cute, Lord God. But God, we are here to break through into our next season of promise. We're here to break through, Lord God, into our season of miracles. We're here to break through into the place of abundance and the place called overflow. So, God, we give you praise right now, Jesus. God, we thank you, God, for your wisdom, your knowledge, your downpour, and your outpour, Lord God, from heaven, Lord God. And, God, we receive the breakthrough of it right now. And so, God, we thank you. You guys begin to open up and thank the Lord.
Yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Praise your name, Jesus. Have your way, God. None of me, all of you.
Yes, Lord.
God, if we go to this workshop and if we don't feel your presence, Lord God, it has been done in vain, Lord God. But God, if you show up, Lord God, everything that we need, we can find. If you show up, Lord God,
Yes, Lord.
we can leave here full and not thirsty. If you show up, Lord God, God will be able to be healed from the inside out. God, if you show up, Lord God, everything on our prayer list, everything on our prayer list, is able to be done, God. The lady said last night that prayer and praise equal power.
Yes, Lord.
God, we want to tap into the power of God. God, we want to tap into your power because our power is not enough. So it's not by our might, nor is it by our power. But Lord, it is by your spirit. By your spirit. Yes, Lord God. So Jesus, bring your spirit here in this place.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Begin to thank you.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. Thank you.
God be the glory.
Thank you.
Ooh, come in.
Thank him for what he's already done. Thank him for what he's
Yes.
Thank
Thank
him
you,
for how he
Lord.
kept you in the midnight hour. Thank him for keeping your mind. Thank him for covering
Thank
your
you, Lord.
children. Thank him because nobody
Glory,
broke your
glory,
heart.
glory.
Thank him because you had food on the table.
Hallelujah.
Thank him because you got a job to work at. Thank him because you kept your family. Thank him for everything that he's done. You got a job to work at. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
For food, Lord God, and shelter. Oh, glory, God. God, we thank you for what we have, Lord. And God, we praise you, Lord God, for what you're getting ready to do. Yes, Lord God. Our workshop is the spring, and the title of this workshop, thank you, Lord, thank you, Jesus, have your way. Have your way, God.
Yes,
Have
Lord.
your way. There's none like you, Jesus.
None like
Yes,
you.
Lord God. Pull on. Pull on. Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Glory to God. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah, God. Thank you, Jesus. Absolutely. Thank you, Lord God. The title of our workshop is Spring. And so, y'all, we have 5 steps of spring. Amen. So you're not here by happenstance. You're getting ready to learn the process of how to birth your spring. Jesus. We understand that spring, when I looked up the definition of spring, it means rejuvenation. It means renewal. It means resurrection. It means regrowth. And ultimately, it means a rebirth. So in spring, you're dealing with doing it again. Because a lot of times when you come from a winter season, you come from a place of loss. You come from a place of brokenness. You come from a place of shame. You come from a place where the ground was not even set up for you to be able to till in. So how are you going to grow anything out of a ground that is hardened and frozen solid and has been closed? So a lot of times when you're in the winter season, you understand that things have been taken from you. And when you get to spring, it gives you the opportunity to live again, to believe again, to dream again, to rebirth again. So that means that whatever miscarriage that took place, whatever did not birth to full term in the winter time, whatever it is that you had to bury in the winter time, God is saying in this time of spring, do it again. Go out there and rebirth again. Believe again. Rejuvenate again. Restore. Resurrection. Live again. So whatever the devil stole in the wintertime, God is getting ready to do it again. So that's what spring is about. Spring is not about flowers coming up out the ground on their own. Spring is not about leaves just coming up out the tree. It's about laboring before God and going through the steps and the process to rebirth again. Even as Jesus Christ had died on the cross. They might have nailed him and it looked like winter because the place went dark. But guess what? He didn't stay in his winter season because he got up and he resurrected, not with a little power, but with all power. He came back and he resurrected to live again. And now he's seated at the right-hand side of the Father. So you got to be able to speak to your situation that you're not going to live, but you're not going to die, but you're going to live and declare the works of the Lord. Whatever it is that died is going to live again. And that's what spring is about, y'all. And who embodies this message of spring more than what I have ever seen is Ruth. My gosh. Naomi was in a place called Moab. So we're gonna talk. We're gonna get down to the dirty grit of it. Because a lot of us, we blaming other people for our winter season. Come on now. Right? We're trying to say, you know what, it's a generational curse. How I ended up in this winter season. How I ended up with loss. And how I ended up with lack. We're not taking accountability for our winter season. But when you don't take accountability of how you got to Moab, if you don't take accountability, you're going to end back up there in wintertime again. Okay? So if you're trying to really break that cycle, you got to find out, how did winter come upon me? How did winter befall me? We understand that Moab, which is the place that Naomi and Ruth was at, where they found themselves, where they was at, is called of his father. Moab means of his father. We know that Jesus and God, we are sons and daughters of our Father. But guess what? Satan have sons and daughters too. So Moab is of his father. So that's what Naomi and Ruth was at. A place called of his father, where they served other gods. So you can find yourself in a winter season when you're serving other gods. When you're serving what your neighbor had. When you're serving somebody else's man, like the lady talked about last night. When you're serving man and you're fornicating and you're not following the principles of God because you're serving your flesh and the will of somebody else. You can find yourself in Moab when you're serving money above your commitment and your devotion time unto the Lord. You can find yourself in Moab when you're so worried about pleasing your children to where you're not able to train them up the way that they should go. So when they get older, they're not able to depart. You're trying to be their friend. You're trying to idolatrize your relationship with them. You're trying to idolize your relationship with him. And you done found yourself in a place called Moab. And a place called Moab is when God began to strip you. God began to show you what you're serving and what it really looks like. Because you're thinking that you're serving pleasure. Come on, somebody. You think that you're serving, whatever it is that you've committed yourself to. But when God begins to strip that veil down, and God will show you that what you're serving, if you're not serving me, then it's death. If you're not serving me, then it's dead. And so what ended up happening to Naomi is that everything that she came to Moab with, it died. Her husband died. Her 2 sons died. God was letting her know it was never supposed to be that to recognize what's in your heart. You need to recognize what's in your mind. You may not be fornicating yet, but if you're thinking about it, if you're hanging with people that's doing it, you may not be idolatrizing other people's belongings yet, but it looked like you was looking at her car a little bit too long. You was thinking about her house a little bit too long. You better get it out of your heart. You better get it out of your mind before you find your place in Moab. But death gonna come upon you. But death will hit your house, and God will allow things that you had in overflow to be taken away from you. That's when. Get somebody to God.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Jesus. And so she found herself in winter season. But she had to take accountability of how she got there. So number one, you have to look at your location. So she decided to change location. She decided to change location. It said, so Naomi returned and Ruth the Moabitess. That's 122. So Naomi returned and Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law with her, which returned out of the country of Moab, and they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of barley harvest. So Naomi returned, and I'm going to skip down, which returned out of the country of Moab, and they came to Bethlehem in the beginning of barley harvest. So in order for you to return out of your location, in order for you to return, because they ended up going to Bethlehem, Judah. We know that Judah is a place of praise. So before you can return into your place of praise, you have to return and repent. Because the Bible says, if my people that are called by my name will humble themselves and turn and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven. So you got to repent. You can't just get out of the situation. You can't just leave the man alone that ain't for you. You can't just leave the job that you know ain't doing right. You just can't leave the family members that's talking about you and not repent on what it is that drew you to that place to begin with. So you got to return in your heart. You got to return in your mind, and you got to repent before you can get out of the location of your situation. Somebody say this is an inside job.
It's an inside job.
Yeah, it is an inside job. That's it. So the 5 steps of spring, number 1 is location. Number 2 is company. Yes, company. So not only did she return to the rightful place in God within her heart, but she also gave her company a return again tense. She told, because you know what? She didn't want to leave Moab and then take Moab with her. Some of us, we're trying to leave our winter season, but you're taking the winter people with you. My God.
Wow.
And let me tell you this, not only are we taking the people from the winter season, we're taking the Moabites with us, but if you don't get that Moab out of your heart, it's going to still be in your heart. If you don't get unforgiveness out of your heart, if you don't get bitterness out of your heart, if you don't release the people that played a hand in your winter season, you might leave the company, but still bring it with you in your own self. So you got to not only cultivate what it is that you're believing in God for, but you got to cultivate that heart. You got to put love back in that heart. You got to put trust back in that heart. Because we got to trust on the Lord and lean not to our own understanding. You got to get that bitterness out of your heart so that not only are you cultivating spring in your surroundings, but you're also cultivating it within you. And so the 5 steps of spring is number 1, your location, number 2, your company. And we know that Naomi was checking her company because she told these ladies 4 times to return. She was saying, look, I'm not trying to bring this with me right here. I'm not trying to bring reminders of what died. I'm not trying to bring reminders of where I was idolizing other people and other things and idolizing men and idolizing other gods. I'm not trying to bring that with me. And so in 1 and 8, she said, go return each to his mother's house. So what she was saying is, look, I'm getting ready to return to my daddy and my father, God, and I need y'all to return and go back to your father. Just like Moab says of his fathers. So I'm going back to my daddy and you go back to your daddy. Because how can two of us walk together unless we agree? And so she said it again, 1 and 11, and Naomi said, turn again. And so you got to tell the people that's trying to go with you into your spring season, turn again. And then she said in 1 and 12, turn again, my daughters, go your way. Like, I'm determined not to bring this with me. I'm determined not to bring winter into spring. I'm determined not to mix up my seasons. Because if I do that, I'm working against my own self. And then it says 1 and 15, she said, return thou after thy sister-in-law. So she told them 4 times to return. So it was only after Ruth had passed the return test. And this is how she passed the return test. Because you have to watch your location and you have to watch your company. And then she proved herself to qualify when she said, and Ruth said, entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whether thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. So because she denounced other gods, and she took on Ruth, Naomi's God, now we can walk together. Now we can be fitly framed and joined together. If he's not believing in your God, and guess what? People say they believing all the time. But if you're addicted to dope, then dope is your God. If you're addicted to sex, then that is your God. If you're addicted to working and can't find no time to worship, work is your God. I don't care what your mouth says. Because the Bible says that he that worship me must worship me in spirit and in truth. You can't do one thing with your actions and turn around and do another thing and say that that's with your mouth and with your mind. It has to be joined together. Amen. And so when Ruth denounced her idols, and Ruth said, and thy God will be my God. Then Naomi said, okay, I can work with you. You got to watch your company, y'all, because some people are only coming to gossip about you.
All right.
They're only coming to talk about, girl, y'all see she went down there trying to get a job. Them people not going to hire. People be talking about you like that. Girl, she's still believing. She's still hoping that it's going to come together. Their little relationship. That's what she didn't believe for law. That stuff ain't going to come. That stuff ain't going to happen. Some people only with you to gossip.
Yeah.
Then some people are with you to glean off of the glory that God has placed on your life. And to glean off the anointing that God has placed on your life. They are not ready to repent. They do not want to turn from their location. They don't want to leave their company a bad company. They don't want to make no sacrifices at all. But if I can get hooked up with Naomi, and I know her God is not going to forsake her, well then guess what? I don't have to make no sacrifices. If I find out she got a place to stay, guess what? If I get with her, I'm going to have a place to stay too. If she got bread on her table, I'm going to be able to give me some bread on mine too. They're not joined together with you as your prayer partner. They're not making sacrifices. They're not sowing into what God is doing into your life. They are only there to take. So when Ruth was saying, where you lodge, I will lodge, she was saying, I don't care if we got to sleep in this field. We're going to sleep in this grass together. Because I'm not going to let you go uncovered. I'm not going to let you go with your husband passing away and your sons passing away. And here it is, you are a widow and you got to find a way to take care of yourself. I'm not out to get nothing from you. I'm out to get something to you. Amen. So when you find out that their God is your God, and yes, that's right. And when you find out that they're there to add and not to take, now we can go together into the next step. Amen. So y'all, somebody give God praise. Thank you, Lord. The 5 steps of spring. Number 1 is location. Number 2 is company. Number 3 is strength. The Lord revealed to me, number 3 is strength. The Lord revealed to me that your winter season is not to kill you. Your winter season is not to destroy you. Your winter season is to pull all the strength that you need out of you so that you don't have the strength to rebirth again in springtime. The Bible talks about a lady that was pregnant, but she did not have the strength to push forward. And so winter is to zap you out of your faith. It is to zap you out of your trust. It is to zap you out of your peace. So that when it comes time to till the ground in spring, you still focusing on what the last man did. You still focusing on how the last supervisor talked to you. So now that God has placed you at this job where he has plans to promote you, where he has plans to call you to be the manager, where he's trying to show you the rope so that he can make you the owner of another chain of it, now you can't deal with that supervisor because you focusing on what the last supervisor did. You can't submit to this man. You can't trust him because of the last man that cheated.
All right.
Because of the last man that walked away. Because you know why? You blaming him for your winter season and not the fact that you was idolatrizing that led you there. And so we have to understand, y'all, that winter is not to kill us, it is to take our strength from us. But we understand also that the Bible says that the joy of the Lord is my strength. So that means that he has to be your God, he has to be your focus, and he has to be your source of strength. And when God is your strength, you will find the strength to rebirth. You will find the strength to resurrect. You will find the strength to restore. You will find the strength to rejuvenate because God will give you the strength that you need to do it again. Praise God. Somebody say, do it again.
Do it again.
Hallelujah. The 5 steps of spring. Number 1 is location. Number 2 is company. Number 3 is strength. Number 4 is cultivate. Cultivate. Cultivate is so important, y'all. It says right here in Ruth 2:10. It says, then she fell on her face. Thank you, God. Glory to God. She fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground and said unto him, why have I found grace in thine eyes that thou shouldest take knowledge of me, seeing I am a stranger? And Boaz answered and said unto her, it hath fully been showed me. That means he has seen the matter, not only in the physical, but I have fully seen this in the physical and the spiritual. I have seen what you look like on the outside, but I've also seen the full matter of who you are on the inside. So he said, I have seen you. The matter was revealed to me fully. And he said, and all that thou hast done unto thy mother-in-law, since the death of thine husband, because winter seasons often bring death. It often bring miscarriage. And so it was saying that, hast thou done it to thy mother-in-law since the death of thine husband, which means also, just like Naomi was able to be transparent before God, you will be able to be transparent before your promise. He had seen the death of her husband. He did not use that against her. That was not nothing that she had to be embarrassed about or shamed about. Many people, you might have a child and you feel ashamed because now that you're getting ready to get married, is he going to accept that? But if Boaz was able to accept the fact that Ruth had been married previously, if he was able to accept the fact that her husband died and still be willing to marry her, then your promise is going to be able to deal with whatever baggage that you feel you have. You're not going to have to cover it up because God is going to reveal it to him fully. And he's going to be able to see the good and the bad. Your breakthrough is going to be able to see the glamour part, but he's also going to be able to bear the burden part. Praise God. And it says, and how thou hast left thy father and thy mother and the land of thy nativity and are coming to a people which thou knowest not hereto. So basically, y'all, as she was out there cultivating and tilling the ground, she was able to be fine. Many of us, you're out there, you're working in the field. And even as Ruth was out there cultivating in the field, she might have had people talking about her. You know, people might have been laughing. Oh, y'all know Ruth's supposed to be a woman. She out there working in the field like a man. But guess what? Ruth wasn't worried about what her naysayers was doing.
All right.
She wasn't worried about how they was talking about her.
Right.
Because she was cultivating that ground so that she could one day be found. And so you got to keep on cultivating your education. You got to keep on cultivating your ministry. People might be talking about you, but get on, do your YouTube videos anyway. If God has called you to be connected to a relationship, it don't matter if people are talking about the conditions of that relationship. You got to cultivate it anyway, because that's what's going to bring the harvest. You can't reap a harvest of spring with anything that you have not cultivated. And it says out there that Ruth was gleaning in the field, y'all. And it says she was gleaning in the field in such a way that Boaz told the men not to harm her. Which means that when you're in the will of God, God will send protection.
Yes.
Yes. And we get out there and we disobey God in Moab. And we go to the club and we act a plumb fool when we serving other gods. But then we want to get over there in Judah, the place of praise, and then we want to serve God and be timid. Oh, I don't want to get out there in the field and make myself look bad. I don't want to get out there in the heat. The women going to be talking about me, the men out there. We get out there in the place of praise, not understanding that you cannot obey God half-heartedly. If you're going to obey him and return back home, you got to obey him and cultivate what it is that he's telling you to cultivate. And you got to cultivate it no matter what people are saying about you. You got to cultivate it no matter if people are talking about you and not helping you and not believing in you. Because if you got God, that's two in agreement, and that's all that you need. So God will give you the strength to cultivate it. And as you're cultivating it, not only is spring getting ready to come up, but you're getting ready to be found. You're getting, because Boaz was able to see her because she was out there gleaning in the field. So when you are cultivating and seeking ye first the kingdom of heaven, when you are cultivating, your promise and your breakthrough and your miracle is going to find you. You're not going to have to go look for it, because it is going to see the fullness of the matter. And it's going to be able to find you. The last thing, y'all, because I know we're short on time and we got the time clock going. So we understand that with cultivation, you have to be obedient fully, and that's where you're going to be noticed. The 5 steps of spring. Number 1 is location. Number 2 is company. Number 3 is God has to be your source of strength. Number 4 is cultivate. And number 5 is humility. After you have planted the seeds in the ground and cultivated that field, you're sitting up there saying, I did this. I left from Moab and helped my mother-in-law. I went out in the field and made sure we had food to eat. And God is saying, I'm not going to bless you. I don't care if you do change your location. I don't care if you do change your company. I don't care if you do find the strength. I don't care if you did go out there in the field and work. I'm not going to bless you because I will not share my glory with another. And so you have to be humble to say that if it had not been for the Lord that was on my side, I could have died in Moab with the rest of them. So God is not going to let you take any glory. And so you got to be humble, and that is how you begin to water the seed that you have cultivated. We see that Ruth did that. Ruth did that in 2 and 10. It says, then she fell on her face and bowed herself to the ground. She did not think that she was so much higher than the ground that she had cultivated to where she couldn't get down there and lay herself down on her. But she laid down on the ground. On top of that, y'all, it says even in 3 and 6, and she went down unto the floor and did according to reap a harvest. But we have not humbled ourselves. But when you humble yourself, it says God abases the proud. But he will exalt the humble. So after she humbled herself, the last thing we find, you guys, is it says, so Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And when he went in unto her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bare a son. So after she humbled herself, she was able to birth the blessing of her spring season.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Glory to God.
Thank you, Lord.
And we might be early. I'm going to let you take over this. You're good? Okay. We might be early, so we're welcome to take a bathroom break, or if you all have any questions or just whatever, if you want to take a bathroom break, or we can get ready for the next session. Okay?
This
This
was the last session.
Praise y'all. Thank you so much. Bless you. Praise God, baby. Bless you. You got to make my way. Bless you, lady. God bless you. Praise God. Praise God. Thank you all so much. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome,
It's
sweet.
wonderful. With all of this beautiful hair. Let me show y'all her hair. Now you flip that hair. Look at you.